Hi guys, welcome everyone. Um, I don't know if Martin will join us today. Um, he's traveling, so he was trying to join us, but I'm not super sure. We'll see. If you are new here, we have a live chat going on the side, so feel free to write any questions. Um, And if you want to share your progress, please click on the React button and it allows you to raise your hand. So this way I can find you and you can show me your progress. So Catherine, let's start with you.
Thank you. Yeah, I just thought I would put up my hand first just in case the phone rings, because I'm at work. Um, so I'm on, spoiler alert, I have one stripe left to go of the green and one stripe of the lighter pink. I kind of did get delayed on the weekend. I had to, of course, take my garden in a panic because the temperature dropped and we had rain and then it dropped down to like -5. So I had to get all the plants out before they turned to jelly and I had to get my garlic planted. So that kind of took Friday. Sunday, I was trying after the Zoom meeting and seeing what Martin was doing. Um, I'm a science major and asymmetry just drives me nuts. So I was trying to find some way of incorporating my orange fluff into my into the clue two.
Right.
And the problem is the orange, like where it would go symmetrically, would have it next to the lighter pink. Because I was thinking, go, hey, two green and then two orange and then two green. Um, and next to the pink, it disappears. So I undid that and on Sunday, and then I thought I would try and be clever and put it in the middle of this deep purple, which is the center squiggle. Um, and I tried it a couple of different ways, and I ended up finishing like with it sort of, it was in the middle on the wide edge. But of course it comes across and there's a gap where it's at the top. And again, when I did my lime green alpaca, there wasn't really much of a border. And I kind of looked at it and I thought, well, let's look at it in the daylight and go, it's 11 o'clock at night. Let's go to bed and then we'll deal with it in the morning when we can see it. And I tossed and turned and tossed and turned. I woke up at 1 o'clock in the morning and went down and I frogged it. I managed to get a lifeline into the deep purple where the deep purple joined the orange mohair because
Mhm.
the loops of the deep purple are much thicker. And so it was much easier to pick them up on a smaller needle. And then I just frogged it all back at 1 o'clock in the morning to the deep purple, made sure I had the right number of stitches on my needle, and then went back to bed and I actually then slept. I could sleep. But it did mean that I accomplished precisely 6 rows of purple on Sunday after knitting the entire day. So I'm a little bit behind and a little bit sleep deprived. And I couldn't figure out that the orange is just going to have to wait for clue three.
Well,
But
I
the
heard
interesting
one
thing is
wonderful
the
thing
lime
too.
green stands out.
Yeah.
And then when you turn it to the back, like it looks like it's almost all lime green. Like I see so much lime, I see the
Right.
lime green on the back is the dominant color. And
I mean, the
we'll
good thing
see.
I've
I had
heard
started out with
from your,
the
yeah,
alpaca with the yarn, but it's too thick together, so I just did it by itself.
the good thing I've heard from your drama story is that you were knitting all day. Like that sounds like a great thing to have, right?
Yes. Did it all day, got my COVID shot on Saturday, got the ingredients for the Christmas cake because after Martin said his were coming, I was like, oh crap, I haven't even started. So after my shot, I went to the nearby grocery store and yeah, so that's almost all ready to go too.
Well,
So I did accomplish some stuff over the weekend.
I was listening today to a friend of mine on YouTube, Steven Weber, who is knit fan. Um, and he was saying how like the past two MKALs were very symmetrical, and this one seemed like it's gonna be asymmetrical. Do you have any prediction of where we're going with the third clue?
I thought maybe it would be a horseshoe, but now I'm really, and then Martin said this makes a square. This corner is a 90-degree square, so maybe it goes. I don't know how they're gonna how they're gonna deal with. Are we gonna be picking up stitches here at this like really short end?
Well, the last sentence of the pattern was to put all the live stitches on the stitch holder.
Yeah.
So we're definitely not knitting those right away. So
So
it's
we're going to be picking up stitches somewhere,
right. Question is where,
which
which
now has me
direction we're going.
confused. Yeah. No, I looked at it and I'm thinking I have no clue.
Well,
I give
how
up.
Stephen mentioned that it's gonna be like one of the clues is gonna be the solo of color C, and so it has to be our favorite color. Do you think it's gonna be the third clue? What's your prediction there?
I I think given his, I'm looking at several of his shawls. I think it would have to be in clue three because the border always tends to be like a mixture of everything. Um, I can't see the border being where it dominates and then nowhere else.
Right.
But I was really thinking at the beginning that this would be mostly purples. Um, like, and I guess technically it is, but that the lime green pop in between really separates them more than I thought it would.
Yeah, I love
So
that
I thought the purples would be adjacent to each other, kind of blending into the thing
gradient.
more.
Yeah,
But we'll see. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I love the all of the colors. So, and of course, in Steven we trust.
right.
Um, but I'm just like, where the heck are we going if we're not continuing on from these waves?
But let's ask Susan. Susan, do you want to join me?
Hi, can you
Hi.
hear me?
Yes.
Ah, good, good, good. Yeah, um, yeah, lots to report. I'm at pretty much the same stage. I've just got two more stripes to go of the stripes. I haven't finished them. I've been a bit sick. So, plus, I don't know if anybody remembers. I can't find it. I've lost it. Um, I've lost my paillettes yarn, but I'm using paillettes yarn
Right.
with my color C. I'm going to try and get it where you can see it. There
Actually,
we go.
yeah, you can see the sparkle there.
You can see the sparkle. Now, this is the reverse. I mean, obviously, for many people, the reverse is more exciting because we get more colors in the scallops. I mean,
Right.
I went ahead and did all the scallops before I looked at them all really. And of course, regretting that now because the scallops on the back, the front, they look a little heavy. They're just very teal heavy. So I'm hoping with blocking I can see that yellow a little more. But I'm loving the reverse of the paillettes. It's kind
Right.
of like, I'm thinking of like gymnasts or trapeze artists where they have these quite intense color leotards,
Right.
just absolutely sparkling. That's what the back reminds me of. So I'm really kind of liking the back in a way. Knitting with the paillettes has really helped me up though. It's tricky, especially the eyelet rows,
Right.
because you're doing those make yarn, not make ones and then knit two together. And the make one tends to really tighten itself on the needle. You try not to. So, of course, trying to knit that, I've gone down a needle size. Trying to knit with the yarn and the paillettes, I've had to go down a needle size to make that happen. And like many other people, I count and I don't know what I do, but I'm always wrong. I keep the stitch markers in all the way until I'm on the reverse of the eyelet row on the wrong side. So I keep the stitch markers in because it helps me obviously see where I'm going with the squiggle, but also with the eyelet rows. I've now worked out how the pattern works, so I
Right.
can just do that following where the stitch markers show me where I've done the making the what do you call it joining the holes together, the
Yeah.
short rows together, and it shows me I know which sections the make one section, which sections is the two knit two together, and I've got the numbers down now, but I'm still out.
Well,
So I know it.
I feel like what was tricking me, like I noticed every time I would make a mistake, it would be where you know how like you're supposed to knit two stitches together to close the gap, and then the
To
next
close, one is
part
a knit
you
one
do,
is
and then the next spot you do knit three stitches together to close the gap. And I would forget about it and just knit two together, and then I have extra stitch. So like I feel like that was the tricky part for counting for me.
yeah, there's definitely something that seems to trick her every time. um But yeah, no, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it, and of course, the end of it grows each time.
Right.
So I'm never sure how many I'm supposed to have unless I go to the video, I guess. So I'm just going to wait till the end and check that I've got more or less how many I need, and I'll make adjustments. But where we're going to go next, people are everybody's sort of speculating we're going to be picking up from the short end.
Mm-hmm.
So we've gone over this way. So we're going to be coming up now somehow this way, but that makes a very narrow join. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know. Somehow maybe
Unless
going
it's
up
gonna
this.
be again the short rows connecting with those stitches that's now
Yeah,
live somehow.
yeah. I'm not sure. I think it's going to be interesting. Regarding color C, if you watch the video again, at the beginning of this one, he talks about color C, which is your eyelet row, being a soloist.
Right.
Because and I wondered about that because he said color C is going to be a soloist, and like many people, I assume that's where it's really going to dominate. But he talks about it being the soloist here. In other words, it's not singing the same song the other colors are.
Oh,
So, but he must be got to be using it soon because we've all got cakes of color C left, and the other ones are really quite diminishing.
right.
So yeah, so it's still very, even though we jumped to the spoilers at the end, it's all still very mysterious,
Well,
is my conclusion.
do you think we're gonna see more of brioche? Because we had
I
brioche in the
hope.
first clue, but it was very little try out sort of brioche, like great for people who just first learning how to brioche.
I hope so, because it was very, I think also particularly doing it in that scallop shape where you had the stitches that you were picking up on the one sides. I think that was a bit harder for people who are new to brioche. It would be nice to have some really longer sections where people can really get the feel of
Right.
how it works. I mean, my favorite shawl that I keep knitting, I keep showing off this because I do love it, is my Fiber Fest. And
Mhm.
this, if you don't do brioche, just get into a Fiber Fest because you just get long, long bits of and tiny bubbles. Have you seen the version? Somebody's done a version of the scallops with tiny bubbles instead of welts.
I just
Really
saw it
quite,
today. Yeah, it was
yeah,
really pretty actually. Yeah.
it's really cute. But I do recommend a Fiber Fest if you want to get into brioche.
Yeah.
Anyway, I've taken up a lot of time.
No,
It's
that,
lovely to catch up with everybody.
thank you for
Thanks.
sharing your progress with us. Catherine, do you want to join me?
Yeah, hi.
Hi.
Suzanne and I actually have a lot in common, although I have opposite kind of colors to her. I'm also using the paillettes. I'm only on squiggle 7. And I started with the paillettes down here as one of the colors. Instead of using D, I use it down here and held it double with the mohair, which
Right.
is where I figured out how difficult it is to knit with because it doesn't slide on your needles at all, especially held with a mohair. So then I did want to use it in up here, but I couldn't bear to do every single one. So basically I did 2 of C and then 1 of the mohair and the paillettes, 2 of C, 1 of the mohair and the paillettes. And I didn't hold C with it because I thought then it would come out too thick compared to the other ones. Also, I didn't want to hold 3 strands together because that was make more complicated. I did also have similar issues on always my stitches being wrong. Usually I was 1 stitch short. And the only way I could figure out what I'd done, because it was always at the beginning, was that knit front and back. I must be not doing some of them, but I could never find in my knitting where I had missed one ever. So now I put a stitch marker after the 3rd stitch to try and remind myself every time that I have to do it. And similar to Suzanne, I have the markers all along. I found that really helpful when my count was out, because then the marker would show me where I turned, so then I could count just from there rather than have to count the whole thing on there.
Right.
Yeah. I hope it is going to be really asymmetrical. I prefer asymmetrical to symmetrical. The geo-gradient was my least favorite shape with that deep triangle thing. I like it kind of unusual on how it lies on you.
Yeah. Any regrets or thoughts of adding any like brighter colors in the future? Or you love?
I really want to, because when I'm knitting, I really enjoy knitting with the bright colors. But I promised myself this year that I would try and stick to the neutrals because I've got no neutral shawls at all. They're all really bright colors, and so I really need a neutral one. So that's when I came up with adding the paillettes because it gives a little bit of more interest. But I didn't know at that time how difficult it was to knit with.
Right. Well,
Anyway.
when you were like doing the first clue, right, it was intense with all those the welts and the stitches falling off the needles and all of those things. Did you find the second clue too easy?
No, I would say because of this issue with the counting and the eyelet rows, that makes it interestingly enough, especially straight after that last one, which I found that last one really difficult.
Right.
Really not difficult, really tedious. I had to focus on it. Like I couldn't watch TV or anything. This I can watch TV, but it will slow me down if I'm on the eyelet. So what I tend to do is pause it when I'm doing that first eyelet row, so I make sure my counts are right. And then when I go on the next one, I can play it back on again. It's also nice to pace it, I think. If you have one clue that's really intense, to have another one that isn't so intense and is more relaxing. So that probably means clue 3 is going to be really challenging.
I don't know. I'm sort of like was hoping that it's not gonna be super hard just because I'm gonna have so much traveling in the next weeks that like I'm hoping for some ease in that clue. And interestingly enough, like I had the usually I go every Thursday to a knit night to my local yarn store, then really stitch. And so I brought my clue, the second clue, to knit there. And I thought it's just so perfect. It's so relaxing. Like I can knit and chat with people, right? It like I kept making mistakes. I don't know. It's like somehow you still need to concentrate on that one.
I did the same. I went to the knitting guild here and I couldn't knit on this while I was talking. I can watch TV because you don't have to concentrate as much,
Right.
but talking, no, I couldn't because of that counting of the stitches was still something I had to focus on too much.
And another thing that Steven Weber mentioned today in his podcast, he was talking how it's like it's the what do you call it? The fern and that 12 by 12
Feather and fan.
feather and fan.
Yeah.
And he said that like because of all those eyelets, it becomes sort of invisible. Like it's not usually when you see this design, it's like very prominent. And here it was sort of like getting lost between the eyelets. What did you think about it?
I'm not very experienced knitting lace, so I didn't really have huge expectations of how it should look. So, I mean, it looks good to me. I did notice that my ones with my mohair and paillettes are bigger look than the other ones because I had to keep it looser because I couldn't get the needle in to do those two together. So I don't know how that will block out and whether that will be noticeable or not. But yeah, I quite like how it looks. So.
Right. Well, Maya, do you want to join me also?
Hello.
Hi, how are you doing?
Good. I'm fine, thank you. I would like to tell you my predictions.
Yes, please.
Which I am very, very sure of.
Oh, good.
So I finished clue 2, I think on Sunday or something, because somebody mentioned something about an extra bonus part, and I'm like, what if there's going to be a bonus part on Monday?
Right.
I have to be done by then. So I have finished. Spoiler alert. Can I? Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is it. Those are my colors, and it's of course as everyone's very, very, very tucked up on the short part. But I think it looks good, and I'm very happy with my color choices. And as I mentioned before, I'm sticking to the original, no fancy modifying. And my predictions are that this clue 2 is the first wing, and then we are going to pick up stitches on clue 1, scallop 1, 4, and 6. And knit another wing that way.
Oh, wow.
And then clue 4 is going to be So picking up stitches from the clue 3 wing part, this short part of clue 2, and the live stitches. So I'm predicting that this part is going to be like the top.
The triangle, yeah.
Yes, and something semicircular or triangle or something.
Yeah,
that's my
Archie said
prediction.
that's what she thinks as well. So we'll know tomorrow. So I'm really curious now.
Exactly, me too.
Well, thank you. Monique, do you want to join me?
Yes, yeah. I finished clue 2 before Thursday. That never happened before. So I was very surprised, but I told you Saturday that to me this clue was so easy.
Right.
And so I thought maybe it's nice to tell the other side of the story, not like now people are saying that it was difficult for them, but it's not for everyone. I kind of understood very quickly how the squiggles were built up. So it was to me very easy. I went to my knitting group on Sunday and sat there knitting. After that, to my son, chatting with my son and knitting this. So this has never happened to me before. And the
Maybe you're
ones,
just becoming a professional at Steven West, and that's why it's so easy for you.
yeah, maybe. I don't know. And well, maybe some of you already saw it on Instagram, but I decided to change the color order so it wouldn't be like the 3 stripes. So I did the same amount of stripes, but changed the order, and I put in another color because I'm a little bit afraid that the blue will run out. I'm knitting my shells always on 325 because otherwise it's too loose. But that means that I use more wool than Stephen advises. So
Right.
yeah, this is mine.
I'm actually really curious about that because I'm notoriously like very loose knitter, and my final measurements for shawls are like 1.5 times bigger than Martin's usually. Like we always compare, and his is like tiny in comparison. And so I've been worrying every time I've done MKAL if I'm going to run out of yarn, and I never ran out of yarn. So like I feel like Stephen puts a generous amount, but I do know some people who did run out of yarn. So like we'll see. It's going to be playing on the edge a little bit.
Yeah, you're always playing on the edge. I
Yeah,
remember. And well, I would like to show the back side, which is
I
has
love that.
and to me, I think you can see the pink, which is color C. You can see it very well in this clue. So I'm very happy with the adaptations that I did. So now I'm waiting for Thursday and enjoying that for the first time in my life I finished clue 2 on time.
Right. Well, what do you do? Like, are you usually a one project girl, or do you have like Martin, like 17 projects on the go?
Usually I have a spinning on the wheel, something on the loom, and 1 or 2 knitting projects. But I don't like too much projects because I noticed in some period of my life that the knitting projects that I put away I didn't like. So if I've got a knitting project that I'm not finishing, I just throw it away.
Right. Well, I actually had like existential crisis because I finished this clue, and I showed it on Saturday, but I'll show you guys again. So I finished mine on Saturday morning, and I'm very happy with how it looks like. I like the back side. I love it. The colors. I'm very happy that I went with this hot pink instead of 3 beiges. So it all works. But Saturday morning, I was done with knitting and I didn't have anything else to knit. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday, I was just like, I was going through Ravelry. I was trying to see if something's going to jump at me, and nothing was calling my name. And I was like, I was calling all my friends, and I was like, I have not had 3 days of no knitting for like years.
Yeah.
I was totally at loss. And then my daughter called and she told me that she's gonna be celebrating Christmas with a friend of hers. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to make a Christmas stocking. So this is what I started yesterday, and I'm almost done with it. And it's going to be a perfect filler for until tomorrow. So I'm like,
Yeah, good idea. I was very busy this week with the work. So last night I had time to put away the ends, and now I only have 2 ends to go. So at 8 o'clock I will be finished, and tomorrow comes the new clue.
Oh,
But
Catherine said that the shawl is beautiful. Thank you. This is the the one, this one, and that one on the mannequin. This is the Sway with Me. So this was my my pattern from January, I think, or December or January. Hannah, do you want to join us? Hi.
So this is my main shawl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've done the clue 2 on Friday. And yeah, I find it really easy to do this clue after understanding the pattern of the eyelet shaping. I only had to look up how many stitches were in the beginning, so
Right.
I can start at the right point. And yeah, after that, it was really easy. And then I have a second scarf. So there just started today with the second clue, because since Friday I nearly had 2 to 3 hours of knitting time.
Right. I mean, I can believe you knitting it so fast that you're already almost done with the second shawl, second clue.
Yeah,
Well,
but
what's your
doing it,
prediction on the next clue? What do you think? Where do you think we're gonna go? And do you think there's gonna be more brioche in the third clue?
I don't know if there's more brioche, but it may be, but I'm not sure. And I really think the prediction of May is a really good idea. So
Yeah.
that it really gets a shawl shape. Yeah.
Do you think it's gonna be more difficult than the second clue, or do you think we are done? We have like the hardest thing was the first one, and now it's gonna be all easy.
Um, I think it may be a bit more complicated, but not as complicated in everything is different as the first clue. I think it might be in between of these clues.
Right. Well, thank you for sharing your progress. Deb, do you want to join me?
Sure.
Hi.
Yeah, I am all set. I don't know if you can see
Hold it
that.
in front of you, because when there is a filter, it's then
Oh, sorry.
yeah.
Yeah.
I love those colors. They're so vibrant.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm done. I sewed in my ends even. I'm like really proud of myself. I've never been like this far done this early. So yeah. So I don't know. I love numbers, so I didn't really have trouble with the numbers part of it. Easy to memorize numbers. So yeah. Um, but I don't enjoy doing those welts. He had those another time, or did we do them on some socks or something? Yeah, those aren't really my favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
So I hope we don't have any more of those. I was kind of afraid that he was going to keep going like kind of rectangular, and then we were going to do those sound waves at the end again and like have it like be the other end of the shawl. I was like, oh, I hope we don't do that. But yeah, I'm not sure. I feel like you can never predict where he's going to go. Like I've listened to these things in years past, and like people are so certain of where it's going to go, and then like, yeah, that's not where he goes. So
Well,
it'll be interesting.
are you a fan of mystery? Do you like that element of mystery, or do you rather like know what's happening there?
Yeah, I don't look ahead at all. I don't look at the spoilers or anything. Now, my daughter did look ahead, and so she actually decided like what my color placement should be for the first clue. Because I had started the first one and finished the first scallop, and then she looked at the spoiler and she's like, "Oh no, you need to change your colors." So it's fine. It's all good.
Are you planning to wear it, or is she gonna be the one wearing it?
Oh no, she's making her own. Hers is really pretty too. So
Right.
yeah, she's done it the last, I think, like 3 years or 4 years. Yeah, I think she's done four of them now. So it's really fun
Right.
to do it
Well,
with her.
thank you for sharing your progress with us. I loved seeing it. It's really beautiful. Uh,
Thank you.
Sarah, do you want to join me?
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
I've done something slightly different with my stripes. So
Hmm.
um, I started obviously with what he's calling A, just so you got that continuation of the garter. But then I've used all four colours, but I've got four mohairs as well. So I've changed which, I don't know whether you can see that. So
Yeah.
I've got yellow mohair, blue mohair, purple, and the pink as well, which I'm just doing now, the pinky red. So, but I also on the scallops I swapped round which colours I did the brioche in and which colours I did the eyelets in. So I've got some with the red and some with the blue. So yeah, I've just got one squiggle left to do. So
Are you
I'm not
enjoying the
done.
squiggles?
Say again.
Are you enjoying the squiggles?
No, I hate them. I don't think I've had the right stitch count at any point in this clue, but I've been adding stitches in, I've been taking them back out again as I've gone, but I've just aimed to have the right number at the end of the squiggle, and I'm not really that bothered. It's one or two stitches
Did you
here
like
and
the
there. I
first
didn't
clue?
have any correct stitch counts in the scallops either, so
Right.
you know.
But okay, like if you had to compare, which clue did you enjoy more? The first one or the second one?
Yeah, I don't know. I thought, like everybody else has been saying, that this would be easier, and there's just been so much counting. Yeah, it is sort of not as being as easy sailing as I thought it was being. I've got a horrible feeling that this is about to become symmetrical, and that actually clue 3 is going to be us knitting all of this again.
I'll be very curious tomorrow to see what's happening. I hope you're wrong.
Yeah, I hope I'm wrong as well.
Okay, Stephanie, do you want to join me?
This is my first time on Zoom. Can you hear me?
Yes, welcome.
Okay,
I'm glad
Thank
you're joining us.
thank you. Actually, I never knew how to get on. So today I'm kind of real excited I made it.
I'm so happy that you managed.
Yay. Actually, I have the same kit as Martin.
Right.
We had no idea that we were buying the same kit until we actually did it. But when I started the first clue, I got a little bored, honestly, with all the gray.
Right.
And so I said, I think I'm going to have to add something here because it's making me crazy. So here's what I did. Oh, wait a minute. I get it. I get it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so you added an extra color.
I added the whole different, that's a whole different skein.
Right.
Completely different.
Well, on the bright note, you're not going to run out of yarn.
Well, that's true. But here's the thing, though. Now I saw Martin's. I love his. Oh, I wish I would have stuck with it. Oh, well, you never know.
It's going to be a little bit different, but you still have the same colors. Well, what's your prediction for the third clue?
Here's what I was thinking. You know that little spot that everybody says, well, that would be too narrow. But do you remember on Twist and Turns, those belts that we did? Maybe he's going to do something like that and then add to the upper part again.
Oh, that's an interesting idea.
I don't know. Nobody ever knows.
Well, do you think there's going to be more brioche in the third clue?
You know, that's another thing. This is my first time of doing brioche because I always said, no, 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 no. And this year I made up my mind before we even started. If he has brioche, I am going to do it. And yeah, I didn't mind it at all because I continental knit.
Yeah.
And so it's real easy.
Yeah.
Because you just take it off the finger. So I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think brioche has this difficult reputation, sort of like sticking. People just hear the word and they're like, oh my God, I'm not doing that. But in reality, it's not that bad. Like once you understand the whole anatomy of stitches, like you can figure it out.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I'm so glad you managed to join us.
Me too.
Thank you so much
Finally.
for sharing your progress.
Too bad Martin's not here. I'm sorry he didn't get to make it.
He's traveling. I mean, honestly, this year it's a little bit
Crazy for both
crazy
of
for
you.
both of us. Yeah. So
Yeah.
like we really tried to make the very creative schedule, so it's gonna work for both of us, but it's just tough this year. Henrique, do you wanna join me also? Welcome.
You hear me?
Yeah.
Well, I finished the clue after the Zoom meeting because, well, it wasn't that difficult or hard to do. I did have also trouble with the stitch count, but we add and we skip, so it's not a problem. And it only happened in one stripe with the mohair, so I didn't bother to rip it back because I really hate that. So, well, again, my colors.
I love that. Well, you started with
don't.
something else and now you changed to this. Do you love them now?
What did you say?
Do you love your colors now? Are you happy with how they look?
Yeah. So when you think, not right, the colors, skip it, name different yarn, and
yeah.
So I really like it. I don't bother to predict because I never predict the good choice, or I'm not creative enough to think about it. I really hope that the color soloist it's this week because I really love that color, and I didn't see enough of it. You see it in the brioche a little bit, but then when it's blocked, then I think you can see it very good. But it's a really bright pink, like sugary goodness.
Right.
So I really hope that.
You know, the thing is, like when I'm looking at mine, I sort of see the point when people say like that was a solo because it's completely different from the rest. And in my colors, it's like this hot pink really stands out. So I think it might be also like depending on the color combination. And I'm really curious to see if we're gonna have the whole section of that hot pink of the color C, or if that was the solo that Stephen was talking about.
No, I don't think so, because a soloist is not something that you appear a couple of times, like an encore, you know. So I think it's going to be really bright graphic color accent solo. So I really hope that. I don't wish for brioche because I don't like the fabric really that much, but better than the Garter stripes, because the stripes.
Right.
I wish that he can make an one color show or so, like something like that, because it's sometimes it's even too much for me.
Right. But
so because of the stripies.
Last year, somebody did like an all white. I don't remember if it was last year or the year before, but it was like the all white MKAL, and it actually looked phenomenal because it was just the textures that you could see and the colors weren't changing. So sometimes like I'm tempted to go the one color way and just see what's gonna happen.
I did it with the Fantastic. I did it one color version of that.
Yeah.
And with DK, so it's like a wintry show.
Oh, Catherine says that somebody has posted an all black this year. So somebody is knitting this show.
Nay.
I don't know if I would enjoy the black welts. Like that thing was hard enough and white for me. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for sharing your progress with us. Caroline, do you want to join me also?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
This is my first time doing a mystery knit alone, actually.
How are you enjoying the mystery part?
I'm still a very new beginners, like knitter beginners. So it was actually really hard. The first clue almost got me like give up. But then I decided to, because it was like, I've never done brioche, I've never done welts, I've never done modular knitting. So I was kind of like, okay, I don't know anything in knitting, but I've decided to viewing my shawl as a giant technique swatch. So
I love
I'm
that.
not panicking. Yeah, well, I figure, let's give it a try and see how it's going to turn out. And it's not so bad.
It's so brilliant that you joining it and that you doing it, and you actually on point with like as far as like your progress, because everybody who is watching and who is on the sidelines and who thinks, oh no, like those shows, they're not for me, they're too complicated, I can never do that. You are the role model for all of that, because you can do it, everybody can do it, and then just use it as your swatch. And at the end,
it took me 3 years though, of watching you and Martin doing your shawl and saying, oh, maybe next year, maybe next year. And this year I decide, you know what, just go try, and worst case, it's not going to work. It's not going to be that bad. But yeah, so far it's working. I'm happy.
It's beautiful. And you know what, the fun part, like I'm sort of like relatively a recent knitter myself. Like I only been knitting for 7 years. And so I feel like part of the reason why I progressed so fast was that I didn't know things were supposed to be difficult. Like I did the most complicated brioche scarf that I ever done, probably like 4 months into my knitting. I just like decided that like I like the look of it and I went for it. I started with Shetland lace like 6 months into my knitting, because like when you don't think something's supposed to be difficult, you just like the way it looks. It's much easier on you, it's like it doesn't stress you as much.
But I've done a mistake. I've went and watched the first clue, like beginning to the end, and then I kind of like, oh my god, am I going to be able to do it? Then I kind of talk to myself and say, you know what, one row at a time. He's really clear in his instruction, and you just have to follow one row at a time, and eventually you get there.
Right.
So, well, yeah, I'm having fun.
Was there any point in your knitting clue 1 or 2 where you just like were like struggling, like I don't know if I want to continue? Was there like any point of hesitation for you, or were his videos clear enough that you muddled through?
No, it was clear. It was clear. The only thing is, well, maybe like everybody else, I dropped a stitch or two, and then I was like, oh, how do I pick it up? Because like there's too many things going on, and I just didn't know how. So I know there's a mistake in my shawl, and this is why I kind of decide to, don't try to be perfect. You're trying new things for the first time, and it's gonna be what it's gonna be. And I'm now, like I said, and because how could I say, I'm going in with different approach. Now I'm more relaxed, because I'm already a tight knitter, and I was really struggling. Like my shawl is super tight for the clue 1 part. It's really, really tight. I don't know if I'm going to be able to stretch it or not, but hey, like I said, it's going to be what it's going to be.
I think you're going to be surprised at the end how beautiful it's going to look. Like I hope so. Like that's my hope for you. But I'm so happy that you braved it and that you jumped in and that you're doing it. Because you, again, like you are the perfect role model for everybody who is listening and not sure if you guys can do it. Carolyn here, just the living proof that yes, you can do it.
Yeah, you just have to give yourself a little, pat on the butt and say, go, you can do it. And once you start, it's, like I said, one row at a time, and you're going to get there.
Well, let me ask you another question. So you mentioned that you were watching Martin and I for a couple of years before you decided to join. What made you decide to join Humans of Westknits?
Well, I don't know. I said, if I'm in my head, I said, if I'm going to do it, well, let's do it fully, like everything. If I'm start doing it, just, go ahead and, enjoy the experience as much as I can. And I thought this was also part of the experience, not feeling alone. And I figured if I have a problem somewhere, then I can ask all of you people for help. And I'm sure I would, get the answer I need if I'm stuck somewhere.
Right. And it's actually my favorite part about Humans of Westknits, because there's so many brilliant tips that coming out, like something that I would never even think. Like when Catherine said, like I putting the stitch marker after the first 3 stitches, so it reminds me about knit front back. Like I wouldn't even think about it, but then I did miss some knit front back. So it's like sharing this knowledge within the community is just like super helpful.
But Martin said something about, I think someone else gave him the tip about putting an extra needle tip to do the welt, so it would be easier to pick them together. Is it you? That I don't know who told him, but it was like, okay, I'm keeping this. I'm going to use that part because I had trouble doing it. So
Right.
yeah, like you said, I think this is, I'm listening to what everybody is saying, and then I'm trying to put it in good use if I need it, It's there. The trick is there for me to use if I think it's going to be helpful for me.
Well, I'm so happy you are with us. Thank you for sharing your progress. I hope to see
Thank you.
in the next Zooms. Patrick, you want to join me?
Hi, guys.
Hi.
I'm just on my break at Starbucks. And I had to move this week, so it's been crazy. I'm still on Clue 1, but I just started the 4th gallop. And I'm just loving how these colors are just like rich,
So beautiful. It's like very autumnal.
And I'm altering. I might have mentioned this last time. I'm alternating my brioche because I heard in some of the comments from the last video that people are noticing that their color C is not popping out. That first clue, and so I thought I'd shake up on some of that, and because my color C is the only variegated yarn that I have. So I thought, what a fun way to see everybody's progress and then integrate it into my own. So I'm kind of glad I'm a little bit slow this year. I'm usually pretty quick knitter, but it's been great. And tomorrow's my day off, so I'm hoping that I can do a mega marathon of knitting tomorrow.
Well, it's just like there is some point, like good point that you made, that we have this thing that like we have to keep pace and finish the clues on time, but there is a beauty of being behind, and I'm hoping I'm going to discover, well, I don't hope that I'm going to discover, I just know that I'm going to discover that beauty this week because of all the travels. And by the way, guys, like if you're wondering about my travels, I'm going to Rhinebeck. I'm going to be Saturday, if you are at New York Ship and Wool, I'm going to be Saturday 12 to 1 on the Podcaster Hill. So if you are there, please stop by and say hello. I would love to see you there. And then I'm coming back on Sunday. Monday, we're going to have Zoom. So I know usually we have it Wednesday, Saturday, but this year it's like very, as I call it, creative scheduling. So the next Zoom session we're going to have is going to be on Monday at 1 p.m., the same time, but like on Monday. And it's the same password, same meeting ID, everything, just on Monday instead of Saturday. And then on Tuesday, I'm flying to Sardinia and I'll celebrate my birthday there. I'm very excited about that. And then I'm coming back and we're going to continue with the Zooms. So I'm going to put the schedule for all the future Zooms in the description of this video on YouTube. And just please make a note of it and save it in your calendar so you're not waiting for the Zoom when it's not there. So the next one is on Monday. Patrick, back to you. Have you looked at the second clue already? Like, are you looking at the spoilers?
I cannot not watch the Humans of Westknits YouTube updates, right? Especially when I work and life has been taking me in different directions. Just moving to a new place and like starting this new job. I'm actually kind of I'm really liking these wavy stripes that I'm seeing in the videos. I haven't looked at the pattern yet, but I don't usually have pattern problems either. So, but I'm enjoying seeing everybody else's projects, and I think it will go great with the colors that that my friend chose here. So, yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to that.
I know that you're making like this show for your friend, and she was the one who chose the colors. Are you tempted to make one for yourself now that you've seen?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, definitely. It's gonna be in it twice. I don't usually knit things twice, but gonna be a knit twice item for sure.
So if you were to knit it for yourself, are you already thinking the color theme?
Thinking like maybe sky blue, like really like shell, something really like really light and just exotic maybe that way.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing that one as well.
Yeah, me too. I think I might have to do that as my next item. I don't know. I'll skip the hybrid along and just do a second MKAL.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm liking the shape of it. It's really, it draws the eye in, and was it tomorrow? We're getting the third clue, right? So
I'm very
I
excited
might just have to peek at the third clue ending. I said I wouldn't at the beginning, but I think I'm getting into it. So
Right. Okay,
sure.
thank you for sharing your progress with us.
I just wanted to say I can't thank you and Martin enough, because to be honest with you, this is what makes, for me, the mystery knit along so much fun.
Oh, thank you.
You guys are amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Monique, did you want to add something?
Yes, I was wondering, in other MKALs, he just told us you need 2 long needles or 3 long needles. And now he's telling us 1 long needle, maybe 2 if you do brioche. And then he lets us put all the stitches on a spare needle while you can just use another one. So I was wondering, am I having strange thoughts about it? So I left everything on the needle and I'll take another one for the next clue. But I was wondering, why would you put everything on even on a spare thread if you can just use another needle?
Well, I wonder if there is just like the reason behind that is that not everybody has unlimited amount of needles, which is probably silly for us, because I'm sure like all of us have multiple sets of needles, like I know I do. So I keep mine so far on the needle also. Like I didn't put it on any stitch holders or anything. Like I just left it there, and I figure I have another 3 sets of needles to work this on the rest.
Yeah.
But I wonder if that's the reason.
Yeah, okay. Because other years there was one he asked for 3 long needles.
Right.
So that's why I thought, But maybe you're right, it's just for that.
I think that would be my my bet.
Yeah, okay.
Isabel, do you want to join me for a sec?
Yes, thank you. Spoiler alert, I am very late. I usually go faster, but never mind. I love this part, although I have made so many mistakes. And yes, I want to agree with Stephanie, I think, who said it. The meetings here make us knit together and push me, and it's absolutely great. And I want to thank you both, Martin too, even if it's not here today. Definitely thank you so much for what you're doing.
And if you
I
guys
love
don't know, Isabel is one of the wonderful testers that I had for my first published design in Line magazine. So for the Never Too Late sweater, she was one of the fabulous test knitters who helped me with that pattern. And we've met on Humans of Westknits. So this is the connection. And we actually met in real life at Barcelona Knits last year. So it was great to see you there. Thank you.
Soon birthday. And happy birthday to you.
Oh, thank you. I'm very excited to celebrate it in Sardinia with the knitters. I'm going on the knitting retreat organized by the Row and Treat Travels. So it's going to be my first time traveling with them. Oh, and actually, while we're talking about that, I'm taking a group of knitters, and guys, right now it's a top secret, but we are the family here. So I'm taking a group of knitters to Switzerland to visit Swiss Yarn Festival, and we're going to travel through Switzerland. We're going to make Swiss chocolate. We're going to have some wonderful visits to a local meal, and we have advanced registration for classes. We're going to be invited to a VIP bowling party. It's going to be absolutely amazing. If any of you want to join me, please shoot me an email to fiberchats@gmail.com and I'll send you the link. That link goes public on Friday. And right now it's only open to my friends, which I consider each one of you my friends. So if any of you are interested in this information, just email me and I'll send you the link. Isabel, thank you so much for sharing your progress. It's always good to see you. Diane, do you want to join me?
Hello.
Hi.
I'm not quite done, but very close.
It's lovely. You're almost there.
Yeah, I just have, I think, 2 or 3 more. I'm really disappointed
Why?
with my piece this year. I don't know. The colors are not interesting to me. So far the design I'm not finding very interesting. I don't know. I'm just in a weird place.
Well, do you think like if you edit some extra pop color in Clue 3, that would fix it?
No, it just seems cartoony to me. I don't know if it's the colors I chose, like you said, and maybe I put a different color in. I don't know. I had this idea of, oh, let's do baby colors and then surround them by something dark. But
I don't know. Like sometimes it's like this. Sometimes, like I did this show recently and none of the colors somehow spoke to me. So even though the show itself was beautiful, it just didn't like warm my heart to see it all together because it just like they weren't my colors. So I get that. But I'm also thinking that maybe when it's all comes together as a coherent piece, you're gonna change your mind.
Oh, and then with the right clothes and all of that. Yeah, no, I get it. But I don't know. Also, my back is bothering me, so that could have something to do with my non-interest. I don't know what I've done. I don't know if it's from sitting and knitting too much or
Yeah, that
I don't
can
know.
be dangerous. I know that like I have to remind myself every half an hour to get up and just like walk on the for nothing else to stretch my
Yeah, absolutely. And in terms of the shape, I kind of have to side with one of the other participants today with that whole wing thing sounds like it's very positive. That sounds like something he might do. Not do the scout or the squiggles again, but a different type of shaping to get that wing on there. I just don't even know.
I mean, I think like Stephen, knowing Stephen and how he usually operates, he doesn't repeat himself very often. And I also think he mentioned at one of the videos before the MKAL started that it's going to be quite generously sized show.
Yeah.
The second wing makes more sense to me somehow than.
Well, and then to have the squiggles on the bottom makes more sense as well. Like this not be the end,
right?
The V end. And then, yeah, it's a 90 degrees on both sides. So who knows where he's going. And we do have I-cord on both sides here.
Right. Well, we'll see tomorrow. It's actually just a few more hours until the third clue drops. So let's see tomorrow and let's see who is right here.
Did you do the shawl with the square in the middle that turned into like a huge fiasco and then got solved? Did you participate in that one? That one went off the rails a little bit. And this one is just so, the whole modular thing is confusing because most of them are just like a big scallop, you know?
Well, we'll see. I mean, tomorrow, I think like with the third clue, once the third clue drops, we're going to have much better idea of where we're going.
Yeah, I think so too.
But tomorrow is going to be an exciting day. Guys, if you need to get in touch, I'm always on Instagram, so feel free to DM me on Instagram or tag me in your progress pictures. You can also email me at fiberchats@gmail.com. I'm usually very responsive. So I'm going to see you on Monday, 1 p.m. Eastern, right after Rhinebeck. And if any of you at Rhinebeck, please stop by the Podcaster Hill and say hello to me, 12 to 1 there.
God, you're gonna be busy. Oof.
It's gonna be busy, but it's great.
Ooh,
I'm
I
like
don't
very
I
happy
don't
about
envy.
that. Well, thank you everyone for joining me today. It's always a joy to see you all. And until next time, happy crafting.
Safe travels, Irina.
Bye. Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.